I teach economics. Like most of us, I supplement my course content with external websites. For example, I use the Economics of Seinfeld for both micro and macroeconomics. It is not the most up-to-date TV program out there, but until there are economics lessons coming from a Netflix series, well, it is what it is. But how do I know this website meets WCAG standards? I'll tell you. But first, as always, we have to go over some key terms. Hypertext Markup Language, otherwise known as HTML, defines the structure of web page information. Remember that people use different types of assistive technology to interface with information. Students using screen readers rely on HTML. When HTML is good, a student using a screen reader can easily recognize and understand web page information. That's perceivability. We'll use Jerry Seinfeld as an example. HTML defines all the information on the page that you visually see, as well as what a screen reader can then read to the user. Headers, paragraphs, white space, etc. HTML defines it all. And remember alt text and images? HTML describes the image. When HTML is good, a student using a screen reader can easily navigate web page information. That's operability. As we can see from the Economics of Seinfeld page, the HTML design of the page is simple. The navigation displays a text link to a clip, followed by a text link to the economic subject the clip covers. And of course, we need to talk about anchor text and hyperlinks. Good HTML identifies that this anchor text for the barber contains a hyperlink to this web page, and this is an embedded video. Okay, one last thing. So far, we've been talking about WCAG. We have not talked about Section 508. Section 508 states that all federal website information must be accessible to users with disabilities. These are the .gov websites. The general consensus is that this also applies to any non-governmental website that receives federal funds. This includes all institutions that offer federal student aid. And since most of us in higher ed do, our websites, including information in your learning management system, must meet Section 508 standard. In 2018, Section 508 adopted most WCAG standards. Hold that thought. The takeaway message here is that the information you put in your course, including the information in any externally linked website, must meet standards, meaning they must be in good HTML. Fortunately, there are free tools you can use to determine whether your website is good or bad. HTML Code Sniffer is a browser bookmarklet that detects HTML violations. You will install the bookmarklet into your browser. Then on any page, you want to check for issues, and a little window pops up displaying how well the page does in terms of errors, warnings, and notices. Notice that Jerry has 4 WCAG 2AA errors. If you really want to know what they are, you can review the report, but be forewarned that unless you write code, it will probably not make much sense. You might be thinking, are 4 error codes bad? Well, let's run it through Section 508. There are 0 error codes. The truth is, most websites, including some .govs, will always have at least 1 red error. This is when you need to make a judgment call. In Jerry's case, I can live with 4 red errors because the website meets Section 508. Here's an example of a web page I would definitely not consider putting in my course. Yeah, that's a lot of red errors, and I would never be comfortable with this many Section 508 violations. Now, let's think about why you might have this in your course. To help your students, right? Does this web page help a student who requires a screen reader to perceive its information? And that's important. It means that not every student has equal access to this help. Think about this scenario. Chances are good your institution has a writing lab on campus. Let's say there are 5 students inside the lab waiting for help, but only 1 is actually given help. Obviously, that's not equitable treatment. Well, that's basically what this resource is doing. It's making it difficult for some students to get help. This website has quite a lot of duplicate ID attributes. I know you're thinking, huh? Have you ever been looking for something at a big box store and can't find it because everything you pass looks the same? That's duplicate ID attribute. The screen reader says, I've already seen this before, and zooms right past, which of course means the student unknowingly misses important information on the web page. Let's review. Bad HTML violates the perceivability and operability standards. The HTML web sniffer bookmarklet can help you determine if your website meets WCAG and Section 508 standards. I recommend running both checks. Like I said, it's almost impossible to find a perfect website. So, I'll end with one disclaimer. There's a reason why I'm not offering you more prescriptive guidance, like how many red errors are acceptable. Ultimately, that decision is exclusively yours to make.